Praise Jesus. What's going on? This Mike Springs just taking the time out to show appreciation for the Xmen animated series. The Xmen animated series is one of the single best comic book based cartoons and animated action dramas ever. With top quality sound, looks, and subject matter, it quickly became a TV show that was visually entertaining and inquisitive. The Xmen cartoon series is the perfect example of an all-American mainstream classic that can be appreciated by people from all walks of life for years to come. Let's get right into it. Fox Broadcasting and Fox Kids basically slaughtered the cartoon world in competition with X-Men, the animated series, in the early 90s with cast members George Boozer, C.J. Dodd, Lenore Zan, Norm Spencer, Chris Potter, Allison Court, and the rest of the crew. Produced and directed by Stan Lee, Larry Houston, Eric Roman, Avi Arad, and others. Bringing Marvel Comics paperback badasses and fusing them with broadcast television, news, and social studies class was too brilliant to be fully noticed and appreciated at the time. But it definitely made its mark somewhere in my subconscious. And even though I didn't really put those factors together in the back of my mind, I still felt a small hint of it, like lingering around, waiting for the day I took my homework and class participation, skills to the next level, with examples of like serious sound speech from team leaders like Cyclops, who anyone would love to have in a group interview or a team activity situation. What about the looks? The very wide range of colors and designs that made the character outfits, the background properties stick out, and like the various superpowers be displayed excellently. Super awesome, off the charts. How beautiful it was and how it all blended together, and I think when it comes down to like subject matter and everything like that, no cartoon or animated series, at least at that particular time, came close to taking on multiple issues like the X-Men cartoon. Racism, sexism, and religion were just the beginning of the topics that was up for discussion with them, and that traveled parallel as well as equally forward to the display of everyday essential tasks the protagonists were responsible for, like washing their clothes, going to the supermarket, working regular jobs, regular stuff, everyday things. And that makes perfect sense, especially since it's a story that puts everyone in like a private school, boarding school scenario, in which teachers and instructors are also part-time, like foster parents, counselors, superheroes, and political activists. I think that's where my mind kind of like and my brain settled, because of the fact that so many people in like the 5 boroughs, Harlem, Bronx, and New York City, throughout the community, in Brooklyn and everybody, the whole 5 boroughs was exemplifying this type of thing. As a kid, you look at the X-Men and then you look at people, everyday people, and you figure, well, they got enough to deal with, saving the world and everything. So you don't have the time to bother them with other pressing issues. Especially while they're trying to make the cartoon and keep it going, for the youth to have something in the future that really is a body of content that enriches the viewer academically, with fitness and even ghetto life. Like speaking of such, looking back on it, I could tell like community leaders, big brothers and sisters and all, and everybody put a lot of effort, dedication, resources, and faith into the 76 episode chronicle. I feel like they had a lot riding on the cartoon, series, especially with all of the civil rights themes and all of that, like United Nation political energy around it and everything. Like Spider-Man is hot. Like Spider-Man was definitely hot, and Silver Surfer was a special treat for people who considered like the cosmic beings a more upscale brand of superhero, but the Charles Xavier School for the Gifted and the X-Men was awesome and made a more capable. It was more capable of being a focal point in the center of Marvel global phenomenon. Like Japanese animation cartoons at that time was really good too. MTV, HBO was rocking with them and holding their own with some pretty good animated series as well. But the supreme laser beam sound effects, the personality traits, and the action of the X-Men animated series was very groundbreaking. Yeah, man, and it's like one of the biggest things about the X-Men cartoon back then, and even now, is the fact that they got a very strong female base with them. It's easy to associate the female heroes with like people in your community, doctors, nurses, medical technicians, church members, community leaders, people in the history books and especially in the Bible. And also like with the X-Men cartoon, like Spider-Man, you got a lot of lessons and everything. I guess when the time comes, it'll be something that the kids and the young adults gravitate toward, like the way they do with the comic books. But as far as like fitness, Spider-Man was like with yoga and stretching. I think Silver Surfer kind of highlighted like dining etiquette and lighting fixtures and things like that. Maybe even like interior decorating. But with the X-Men, you got the complete package, which also included like a bodybuilding type of spirit. Because, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about with the superheroes and all. The X-Men animated series there's so much more that could be said about the cartoon because it really is a wonderful masterpiece. It's something that didn't just come and go. It stayed around for many years and made its complete impact. So you're not getting gypped when you invest in the X-Men animated series. So thank you to Marvel, to Fox, and to New York City, to the 5 boroughs, to everybody that contributed to the X-Men animated series success and and how it led to so many other projects that they came out with. I mean, almost like half of Hollywood is like revolved around, the whole Marvel phenomenon. Even when I was listening to the Bible, it sound like, the person reading the Bible was like Matthew, Marvel, Luke, John, and I was like, oh snap! So this is not just like a run-of-the-mill situation. Is the real deal, and so. Yeah, if y'all gonna purchase an animated series, I highly recommend the X-Men animated series. It's definitely award winning. If they haven't received awards, they probably will. If Samurai Champloo is excellent. The Boondocks is excellent. You have other Marvel projects and other projects. DC is excellent, but the Marvel animated, the X-Men animated series is definitely easily one of the best cartoons, animated series that anybody could invest in ever. So get online, hit up Amazon, Walmart, eBay, whatever you gotta do, and pick up that those 5 seasons of the X-Men animated series.